It just reminds me of Ahsoka and Anakin. And I know. Oh, hello there. This is Star Wars Nerd 00 here, coming at you with episode 2 of Tales from Peridia. Today, we're going to be discussing the Acolyte. What I liked, what I didn't like, theories, and a fan question segment. So, obviously, if you can tell, I'm on the planet of Endor. I was captured by, the Empire, even though this show is set in the High Republic. But that's not the point. The point is, I'm torn about this show. I really don't know how to feel. You've got good elements and you've got bad elements. You've got certain things that I like and certain things that really just get underneath my skin. So let's start off with some of the things that I don't like. I don't like Osha's backstory. Oh my God. I don't like it. 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 It's too similar to Anakin's. He was won from slavery in a pod race at 9 years old, inducted into the order after the Jedi denied him entry into the Jedi Order, and under special circumstances was he allowed to be trained as a Jedi. Osha lost her family in a fire on her home world, rescued by the Jedi. Jedi probably said, oh no, she's too old, blah, 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 but Soul probably fought it, and under special circumstances, he was allowed to train her as his Padawan. And don't get me wrong, I love some of the parallels. Like, I love how Yord is like Obi-Wan. By the book, stubborn. I almost said stupid. That wasn't the word. Even though I guess you could say Yord is stupid. Some of the shit that he does. Like in the show, I'm not talking about Charlie Barnett. We're not talking about that interview. We're talking about Yord. I don't like how he is so like wishy-washy. I guess he's trying to be. I don't really know how I'm trying to explain this, but in some elements, he's really cool, really, really dope, and I could I'd be like, yeah, man, like I get behind you, and then he does other certain things, and it's just like, really, dude, like, I don't know, like the whole protesting of not shackling up Osha because after the ship crash of the first episode, I don't know, that just kind of irked me because it seemed like, he's just kind of going against Master Soul. But then again, you got the Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan comparison. Obi-Wan was constantly going against Qui-Gon's wishes in the Phantom Menace, but I don't know, it's just certain parallels I like and certain parallels I don't like. What can I say? One parallel I do like. Master Soul is the Qui-Gon Jinn of the High Republic. This dude realizes that the Jedi are not always right, which is awesome. He teaches people that they need to remember the past in order so that they don't fucking make the same mistake. Learn from your mistakes so you don't make it again. He shows emotion, like towards and about Osha being innocent, not being able to take out Indara. Oh, Indara. I wish. Now, I've seen everybody say this is Master Trinity. I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Whoopsie. But I don't like how she was taken out in the first, 9 minutes of the fucking episode. First episode. She dies. We get no real introduction to her. We have no idea why the fuck this person is trying to attack them. No indication of what's going on. Just attack me with all your strength. But if you want a good description and explanation of everything, go check out Blore on Mandalore's Acolyte video. Because he's doing things a lot differently than I am. But Indara is then taken out by a fucking metal dagger. A Jedi Master is taken out by a metal dagger. But yet, Sabine, Kylo, Reva, oh God, Reva, they all survive lightsaber stabs. I mean, I know Kylo. Doesn't Kylo Ren die at the end of Rise of Skywalker? I just did a ranking video, and I don't remember shit about the Rise of Skywalker. That's how much I don't like that movie. But we're not talking about the Rise of Skywalker. We are talking about the Acolyte, the costumes. I want a fucking High Republic Jedi robe so fucking bad. It is ridiculous how bad I want a High Republic Jedi robe. And don't get me wrong, I love the prequel era Jedi robes, but there is just something about the white, gold, brown, tan color scheme going on. It looks so elegant. It's so nice. Oh my god. The honestly, the visuals, I don't know anything about CGI. I don't know much about like practical effects. I can tell when something's is practical, but at the same time I can't because I don't know. I don't know if they're doing full practical effect costumes, if they're doing CGI and stuff, but either way, this shit looks great. The show looks great. The cinematography, it looks good. The visuals look good. The music, I don't really have an opinion on. I mean, it's Star Wars music. You know, just give us a couple bangers, my opinion. Let John Williams cook if he's working on this. I don't watch credits. I need to watch credits of shows so I can give proper thanks and all that good shit. But I liked a lot more of episode 2 than I did episode 1, and I know episode 1 was supposed to be set up, you know, and I'm kind of glad that they did reveal that it was twin sisters in the first episode. I'm not gonna lie, because if I would have guessed that shit by the second or third episode and they didn't reveal it, I probably would have been pissed. But at the same time, I would have probably been blown away if I would have said, "Oh, they're twins," and then it was somebody completely different. But the fact that, you know, they both have the same type of dreads. Well, to be honest with you, I kind of thought that Osha had like a split personality going on. So it was kind of cool that it was revealed to be twins, but I would have much rather it have been her kind of like blacking in and out and doing like this whole dark side revenge thing while at the same time not remembering it. But that's also been done so many times in movies and shows. I loved Kymir. Oh my god, Kymir is, I don't know if he's just like a potions maker, if he's actually an acolyte, if he's a force user, but he's by far like my favorite person in this fucking series. The dude made me laugh. The dude absolutely made me laugh with this whole, okay, I'll cooperate. Thank you, sir. Please don't do the whole mind wipe thing or whatever it is you guys do. And then when they're talking about catching him saying he will be very pleased when talking to Osha disguised as May about killing Master Tobin with the poison. I loved it when Master Soul goes, "Who is he?" And Kymir just looks back at Yorton. He's like, "I thought he was with you." That shit, honestly, it killed me. It really did. It made me love the character, because that is honestly some shit that I would do in a situation like that. Oh man. So I'm excited to see more of Kymir. I really am. I really hope he sticks around, and I really hope they don't kill him off really early in the season, if they kill him off at all. I really hope they don't. The dude is great. I love him. He's fantastic. Back on the Jedi Temple, we are introduced to Master Vernestra. I don't know much about the High Republic. So could anybody let me know if she's like the Grand Master at this time? Because she's giving off Grand Master vibes with the whole in episode 2. They know that they're going that Chimere and May are going after Kelnaka next, and Soul is wanting to go and not intervention. He wants to intervene. And he wants to go ahead and go to Kelnaka, but freaking Vernestra is like, hey, your Padawan going rogue was one thing, which I don't understand how she went rogue considering she just left the Jedi Order. Not sure why she left the Jedi Order, but I'm sure we'll see that soon. I don't know, just the whole your Padawan going rogue being and another person being trained by an outside force user. We have to have a council meeting about this. Dude's already out in space. Dude's already went to go get Osha to bring her to Coruscant for investigation. He done already found out that it was the twin theory that May survived and is the one going after these Jedi. He already found out that May is the one that poisoned Master Tobin. Why would you, now that I'm saying it out loud, this is definitely the fall, the beginning of the fall of the Jedi. This is definitely the beginning of the corruption. Okay, I can get behind it. If this is actually the start of the corruption of the Jedi, I can get behind it. Because as much as that irritated me, that's always been a thing, like with the prequels. They just had, they weren't following the will of the Force. And maybe right now they're starting to not follow the will of the Force, and they're starting to follow the will of the people. So, who knows? I'm kind of excited. Ooh, talking about it, I'm kind of excited now. I still don't like episode 1 so much. I mean, I really don't. I watched it 5 times and can't do a breakdown to save my life. Couldn't tell you a play-by-play. I would never do a play-by-play, though, because it's just my ADHD brain could not handle it. So, Master Tobin, we get to see him taking the bearer's vow. And I'm not going to lie, I was a little disappointed to finally see that on screen. I've heard about the bearer's vow ever since I watched Star Wars Theory read the Vader comics from 2017, or I forgot what it was. But he went over it. If anybody doesn't know what it is, look it up. I really don't even know much about it. I think it's, from what I've gathered, it's where when Jedi step away from practicing the ways of the Jedi to be more in tune with the Force. So if I'm right, cool. If I'm wrong, just let me know. But he's basically in this vow of trying, I guess, penance. He wants to, he's waiting for the Force to give him a path to penance. And May comes with a poison, and he says that he's been waiting for her for a long time. She gives him the option, and he takes the poison. I honestly thought that when she first attacked him, I thought that he was just going to open his eyes and be like, the Force is my ally. I am one with the Force, and the Force is with me. It is all I need. And just start whooping her ass with some Force food. That would have been cooler to see that would have been way cooler to see, in my opinion. But it was pretty cool that we got to see the Bear's Vow in live action. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. And now I've mentioned May a lot. I don't have a problem with her or Osha, aside from Osha's backstory. But I really don't have much to say about the characters of either one of them. I really don't. I don't know too much about them. We've only received 2 episodes. We got 6 more. So hopefully by the end of it, I can give you a review of the characters and what I think about each and every single one of them, aside from, at the moment, oh, they're cool. They're awesome. I like them. Blah, 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 blah. Jackie, she gives off Ahsoka vibes to me. But she also, I'm not really sure who else type of vibe she gives off. But just the way she, like, talks back to Yord, like when they're discussing a plan to go and get information out of Kymir about May. It just reminds me of Ahsoka and Anakin. And I know. I don't like the fucking backstory of Osha being close to Anakin. I already said I like certain parallels. And I don't like other ones. That, unfortunately, is one that I do like. Well, not unfortunately. I do like that it reminds me of Ahsoka and Anakin. And Soul and Yord remind me of Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. I like little callbacks like that. I love little nods. But don't give somebody the same backstory, you motherfucking dumbass. Jeez, they basically said, hey, can I copy your homework? Yeah, but don't fucking copy it word for word. Make it a little different. And then, finally, at the end of episode 2, we see the Wookiee Jedi, Kel Naka. Motherfucking, the poachers came up. They wanted to strip the ship for parts for the hyperdrive. Kelnaka comes up. They raise the blaster. He gets the blaster with the force and just snaps it like a twig. I mean, but just straight up broke in half a fucking blaster. And I'm really excited to see more of him. I mean, I just am. I'm excited. I've gone into this with an open mind. And so far, it's a 5 out of 10 for me from the 2 episodes I've seen, because I like the second episode, but I don't like the first episode. We will just have to see what Miss Headland has in store. We'll have to see. I want to see this lightsaber duel that's going to be on par or surpass the Phantom Menace. Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie. I've seen a lot of people talk about how they don't like the hand-to-hand combat in Star Wars. But I'm with Jeremy on this one. You have got to be a master in the Force to be able to give off the same effect of a duel with a lightsaber as without a lightsaber. And I gotta say, I love the whole... It kind of reminds me of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man when Peter Parker is finally figuring out that he has spider sense and shit like that. And Flash Thompson comes to punch him and he's just like, whoa. Just constantly getting out of the way. I love it. And Master Soul makes May do that flip, and then he stops her, and then he gets into her mind and reads it, and it's like, your master has gone to great pains to hide his identity. You could not tell me even if you wanted to. I mean, that's cool as shit. I mean, he's just so elegant about it. And Indara up until the end. I mean, she was just like, doo, doo, doo. And then May goes for their lightsabers, and both of them are just like, no. You can't have that. You should have joined the Jedi if you wanted a lightsaber, motherfucker. Or you go join the Bane lineage of the Sith. Don't be an Acolyte. Go be an actual Sith if you want a lightsaber. Because I guess a Sith or an Acolyte is, I guess, supposed to attack whoever they're attacking stealthily, so that way it leaves no evidence. Unlike what May did with Tobin and the poison, and that's why they were able to figure out who it was, what it was, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. I'm excited to see more Force Fu. I'm excited to see lightsaber duels. I'm not excited about the lightsaber hilts because I gotta say these are the worst fucking. I love the High Republic outfits, but these hilts are just they remind me too much of Disney saber hilts. Big, clunky, doesn't look practical. Well, I mean, I guess at the time they really there was no like Sith army or anything going on. But who knows? They might contradict themselves because they've already done that. Like in the first episode, the opening text says it's 100 years before the rise of the Empire, but from my knowledge, it's supposed to be 100 years before the Phantom Menace, and the Phantom Menace was 32 BBY, so that means that this show should take place in 132 BBY. But if it's 100 years before the rise of the Empire, that means the end of Revenge of the Sith, because that's when the rise of the Empire was, and 100 years before that would be 119 BBY, because the Revenge of the Sith takes place in 19 BBY. I mean, A New Hope takes place 0 BBY. And if you don't know, BBY, ABY is before the Battle of Yavin. So episode 4, the when Luke blows up the Death Star, that's the Battle of Yavin. So anything prior to that is BBY, before the Battle of Yavin. Anything after that, Empire Strikes Back. The fucking sequels, Return of the Jedi, Ahsoka, Mandalorian, End of the Bad Batch. That's all ABY. Well, the Bad Batch could be either BBY or ABY because not Ahsoka. Omega says that the rebellion needs pilots more than ever, so it could be either ABY or BBY. But yeah, so there's that little contradiction. But I'm still excited to see the rest of this show. I'm hoping the rest of it picks up because I really want to like this show. I went into this show only really watching one trailer and the bar fight scene in theaters. I really didn't know much about it going into it. I still don't know much about it, so you guys are gonna get my thoughts and my all my stuffaces as the show drops. Um, yeah. So, what do you guys think is going to happen by the end of the episode? Because I'll tell you what I think. I honestly think that Osha is going to get her Jedi abilities back because we already seen her try to tap into the Force on the ship crash when she was still in the jail cell. She closed her eyes, stuck her hand out, and tried to Force grab Pip, and it didn't work. So obviously, she hasn't trained in 6 years. You're going to lose your Force ability. You're going to be cut off from the Force. We've already seen that. We've seen that with Obi-Wan. We saw that with Luke. Yeah. Yeah. I could understand Obi-Wan. But we're not talking about that one, Kenrick. We're not talking about that one. But I think Osha's going to, by the end of the series, she's going to either regain a little bit of her abilities or she's just going to be fucking like Sabine in the last bit of Ahsoka where she force pushed Ezra to that ship. The Force she's going to call on the Force when she absolutely needs to. And hopefully her journey through this series will be enough for the Force to actually, like, I guess, guide her, you know? I want to see what's going on. I want to see how they deal with this. I want to see how the Jedi Order deals with this. So, yeah. I really hope this show does well. I really hope it continues up the hype that episode 2 gave me because I really enjoy episode 2. Like, I'm not going to lie. Like I've said, I've watched both episodes 5 times, and if I had to pick, I would rather watch episode 2 for a 6th time. Yep. But also, we're going to steal a little bit of Jeremy Bloor, little transition here. Speaking of what you think, we got some fan questions now. We got Chase Harley from YouTube. How do you feel about Jar Jar Binks? I didn't like him as a kid. I thought he was really annoying. I thought that it was just a dumb character. But as I've grown older, I 100% firmly believe that Jar Jar is the true Sith Lord. Because if you watch episode 2, when he says, Misa proposed that we give immediate emergency powers to Chancellor Palpatine, he's waving his hands. When trying to get Padme to go to Naboo with Anakin, Jar Jar was there, and he waves his hands. Jar Jar is the true Sith Lord, and Jar Jar is awesome. Misa going to hurt you, sa. Can't wait for that. Can't wait for that Lego special. A good friend, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Darth Christensen 17. Who would win, my dark side Luke or his unburnt dark side Anakin? Now, in case you didn't know, I released a Star Wars fan story, or a what if, whatever you want to call it, with what if Luke took over the Empire. And in that story, he taps into his dark side and just completely goes berserk. I mean, he kills Palpatine. Go check out the full video. Link will be in the description. But Darth Christensen 17 is writing a unburnt Anakin video. Not video, but fan story. And I think right now they're pretty evenly matched from everything that you've told me about them. But we're just going to have to see where both of our stories go. And as much as I want to say my character, it'd probably be unburnt Anakin. I mean, come on. The chosen one tapping into his true potential? Unburnt? Instead of being at 80% of the Emperor's power, he'll be 100% of the Emperor's power? It's going to be... that would... Anakin. Easily, it's Anakin. And our final question comes from Blore on Mandalore. If you could create a lightsaber with the design of a specific time period, which would it be? Now, see, I enjoy, like, this picture of the High Republic lightsabers. I don't enjoy the pictures that I've seen of the live-action lightsaber hilts for the High Republic. I don't know much about the Old Republic. And we've only seen like 3 fucking new lightsaber designs for the sequels. So I'm going to have to go with the prequel era. I mean, Anakin's lightsaber, Mace Windu's lightsaber, Yoda's. All of them. Just fucking great, you know? So I would definitely go with the prequel era. If I were to build my own lightsaber, I would use the trends, the materials, everything from the prequel era, because that's kind of what I know most about. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I kind of just rambled, talked about what I liked, didn't like, what I want to see. So let me know what you guys think of the Acolyte, and I'll see you guys next week for episode 3. Have a good one.